What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Wednesday. It is August 28th, and we are back with another video for you guys. Apologize, I did not have a video yesterday, but as I've said in other videos, anytime there's not a video out, let's say by lunchtime, day of, go check out the Discord, which the links are down below. Go check out the website, which you can find the article right here. All of the information is there. So if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, let us know. We answer pretty easily over there on Discord pretty quickly. You can always email us, and you can get a hold of us some way, Twitter or /X, whatever you want to say. But we are back with another video, and we're very excited. So it's a weird slate. There is a 2-game early slate, which we're not going to cover. Skeens, Bibby, Waka, and Hendricks are there. Just not enough variance to want to break it down. Obviously, Skeens is in a great matchup. Waka a little bit. Don't trust Hendricks. The bats are basically really like Pittsburgh bats, and I really like Kansas City and Cleveland bats in that one. Not so much the Cubs or Kyle Hendricks. Then there's a 2-game afternoon slate, which is weird. Some of these pitchers are part of Pitches Be Crazy, but I don't trust this slate either, and it's a 2-gamer, so we are going to not cover a 2-gamer. But we got a 3-game early and then an 8-game main slate. So, I do have some exciting news. If you're new to the channel, we break down the games, we look at the pitchers, we look at the batters in those games. We're going to take it a step further, and I'm going to show you Outlier. And I'm going to show you a little bit more. But what we're going to do is we're going to have our giveaways. So first giveaway, all you got to do is like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance at a free week of FTA+. 100 likes is a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a chance at a free $200 a year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. That's the first one. Now the second one, we're going to have a keyword, but it's not for us. We've been in contact with Outlier, which is outlier.bet, our sponsor right here, and we're going to use them today. We are going to give away 1 monthly pass for the next 5 days. So free month to them to use for the next 5 days. If you guys use it and you like it, we are going to give you you sign up, we're going to give you free FTA Plus on top of it. So anyone who uses their free pass, and you get 7 days, we're going to give you guys free FTA Plus if you sign up after getting your free pass from them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go every day, and we're going to have the giveaway. And if you are chosen as the winner, you'll just have to email me, and then we will, you can sign up on their site, or you can give me your email or phone number, however you guys want to sign up, and we will get in contact with them, and they will give you that free pass. After that free month that you have, if you want to sign up for yourself, you sign up for the $20 a month package, we're going to give you 1 free month of FTA Plus. If you sign up for the $130 Pro package per month, show us proof, we are going to give you 3 free months of FTA Plus, which is $90 in value. So that is going to be the giveaways here. We're going to do the giveaway right now for the free. So last video, which we did on Monday, got 79 likes. So we're going to do the giveaway real quick. The first one here is for a free week of FTA Plus. So FTA Plus, Mr. Right 2. So congratulations to Mr. Right. All you got to do, if you see this video, like it. Email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1, @gmail.com, and we will get you set up for a free week of FTA Plus. Let me know if, now, in the subject, say you are the daily winner for 8/28. If you have an account on the site, let me know. If you do not, all I need is an email and username, and we will get you set up. Now, we are going to give away the very first monthly pass to Outlier for anyone who used the promo code Outlier in that video. Now, Mr. Right, not this one, but if I re-roll it and this comment comes up again, you will win yet again. So we will see. It could be another one if you used the keyword Outlier. 16 ohms, or 16, I think, 16 ohms. Email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. say you are the 828 outlier monthly winner, and we will get you set up. Let me know if you have an account on Outlier, if you've tried it. If not, let me know. But what I'm going to have you guys do is sign up for Outlier. So the link will be down below. You've got to use our link in the description. So once you see that you're the winner, sign up using the link down below, and then let me know the email you use to sign up. I will then get in contact with Outlier, and they will give you your free month. So congratulations. Stick around because we're going to be doing this for the next 5 days. I've got 4 other passes to give out. We're very excited. And in 6 days, we've got NFL. And we are very, very excited for NFL. You guys do not understand. We're going to be starting to pump out content. We're going to be starting to put out the weekly rankings videos, the weekly rankings articles for NFL very soon. So that being said, congratulations to both of the winners. We are going to dig in. If you want to see, so if this video is a little bit too long for you, in the description of this video is this article right here, which gives you about 5 plays at each position. So definitely let us know any questions you do have. So like I said, we're going to be using Outlier, outlier.bet. If you guys sign up using our link, you have to use our link or it will not count. We're going to go through everything. So these insights that you see right now are in our Discord. So if you go to our Discord channel, we have an MLB Insights link. We're going to have a college football insights and NBA, NHL, all the sports. We're going to have those insights into the Discord to help you out. But what I love is not only do you see popular bets from like FanDuel and different trending parlays, the props are there, and you guys have seen prop videos that I put out, which I'll probably put one out today. The games, this is what I'm talking about. So the games that we aren't going to cover, you can find them right here. But the games we are going to cover, starting with Oakland at Cincy, that's right here. And that is where we will talk about everything as well. So looking at this 3-game early slate, we do have weather concern in 2, which, okay, we're a little bit out from it. We're still 9 hours away, so we will know. But you've got Oakland at Cincy, you've got LA at Detroit, and you've got the Yankees at Washington. So let's just take a look at the first game right now. Oakland, Cincy. We've got Osvaldo Bido going, 3.24 ERA, splits-wise, pitching at home, a 3.03 ERA, or on the road, a 3.64. Has not faced Cincy this year, but coming off 3 straight really good starts, and we've used him in every single one of those starts. Now, in the Discord, we put out core plays. We put out like the ballpark factors, put out core pitchers, batters, and stacks. And yesterday, one of our core plays was Jeffrey Springs. And someone in there was like, are you sure about Jeffrey Springs? And I said, yes, because Seattle strikes out a ton. He only went out to throw 9 strikeouts in that game. So a very cheap option. Like, these are other insights. We don't give away everything in this video. We have a ton of information on the website. So you can go sign up at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. $10 a week. This will be the last week for $10 because once NFL starts, it is going to go up to $15 a week. So go check it out. Anything you guys want, we probably have it on the site. So Bido going in against Cincy. Now, the problem is this is Great American Small Park. It is a ballpark that allows a ton of home runs, which you can see when we put out the ballpark factors. But I'll just kind of talk about the ballpark factors right now. In this game, the wind, it is very hot. It is humid. It is a bump to home runs, 24% chance of home runs. Coors Field, the wind it's hot and humid, and the wind is blowing directly out, so it has the biggest chance for home runs. But Great American Small Park has the second biggest chance for home runs as well. So I did forget to mention at the end of this video, we're going to give you the top 5 pitchers that have the best matchups, which we call Pitches Be Crazy. So you can either use them for DFS, you can use them for sports betting. They are the pitchers that have the best odds, the teams that strike out the most. And then at the very end, we're going to give you all of our early initial simulations, players that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. So, but Bido against Cincy, for tournaments I'm okay with, but the way the weather is going, or the way the wind is going, this could be a slugfest in this game. Then you got Cruz. Fernando Cruz, he's opener. He's opening today, so you're not going to get anything out of him. And then we don't know who's pitching the rest of the way. So it's a problem. So I would still be looking at bats there. So this is how we utilize outlier.bet. Now let me do I need to make this a little bit bigger? Okay. So for sports betting, for instance, you can check out the lines. You can see that Oakland's a 105 money line. They've won 5 of their last 10, so 50%. Then you see that Cincy has only won 3 of their last 10 on the money line. So it depends if you want to check that out, if you want to go with that. So you got player props. Also, you can look at Jonathan India hits, Ellie De La Cruz. You could do Ellie De La Cruz. Seeing if they have stolen base. I mean, they have almost every single prop you can possibly think of. Ellie De La Cruz home run. And again, you can go just to props, and then you could type his name in and find this one. But this is just, it breaks it down game by game, which obviously we love to see. Bases, stolen bases, there we go. Ellie De La Cruz stolen bases, plus 235. And it tells you which website it's the best odds. Bet365 at 235. So we're not going to do that. We're going to look at game lines, but we're going to actually look at the batter stats. So this is what we use every single day, and this is what you guys can use as well. So Oakland bats have obviously only faced him once. He's a bullpen guy. We don't know who's going to be pitching, so that's the problem with Oakland. But then if you go against right-handed pitching or left-handed pitching, depending. Now for this instance, when you don't see it, on the website we actually have splits. So the batter splits here will tell you all of these batters and how they do, if it is a lefty pitcher, how they do against lefties. So it is just another tool that you guys can use. You can go check it out. It's completely free. But we look at the batters. Shea Langler's has 17 bombs. Zach Geloff, 14. Blade has 12. Seth Brown has 10. You got Brent Rooker at 21. You also got Lawrence Butler at 12 home runs. These are the bats, if I were to stack in this game, because we don't trust Beto, we don't trust this ballpark, and we think a lot of runs are going to be scored, we could be looking, or we don't trust Cruz or whomever is going to be the pitcher for Cincy after the opener. We could go in those directions and use those batters. Now, Cincy bats against Beto, no one's really faced him. The ones that have weren't on the team when they faced him. But then we look at the the Cincy bats that do well against right-handed pitching. So you've got Tyler Stevenson batting 261 with 9 bombs. You've got Ellie De La Cruz batting 282 with 17 bombs. Again, he gets on base. If he doesn't hit a home run, he gets a stolen base. Those are all positive fantasy points. He is expensive, but he is worth it. Then you got TJ Friedl with 9 bombs. You got Spencer Steer with 16 home runs. Reese Hines, they called him back up, 435 batting average, 23 at-bats, 4 bombs. You got Friedl, 9 bombs. Will Benson has 11. Jonathan India, 9. So we like to take these. We look at these numbers. These are great. You want to see them. So the green on outlier means they hit better against that handed pitching. So you can see all the other batters that hit better against lefties, which outside of India, I don't think I'd use many of them at all. So I do not mind a stack here. Kind of got to wait for the lineup that comes out, but the way the wind is going, the Vegas is going, this could be a high-scoring game. I think we want to get exposure to the Cincy game. So then the next game is LA at Detroit. So we've got Griffin Canning, 5.25 ERA, splits-wise, pitching on the road at 5.23. He's already faced Detroit once this year. 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, only 4 strikeouts. Then on the flip side of that, we've got an opener. So we've got Englert opening for an inning, 2, maybe 3. It just depends. He has not pitched, since June. So that's the problem there. And then Maeda, who we look at his game logs. A good game against Seattle, but 5 innings of what we're basically getting out of there. He's already faced LA once this year. 6 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 4K. So you really don't know what you're going to get out of those two because we don't know how long Englert's going to go, and then we don't know how long Maeda's going to go. That's why I absolutely hate openers. They ruin everything. So then we look at this. LA bats going up against Englert. They've never faced him before, but against right-handed pitching, if we were to take them, Logan O'Hoppe, 269 batting average with 13 bombs. Love that. You've got, that's wild that Caval, this dude, he hits better against righties, and he's only batting .048. But does have a home run. Zach Neto, 220 batting average, but has 14 bombs. You got Nolan Shanuel, 260 batting average and 327 at-bats with 9 bombs, 733 OPS. You love to see that OPS. Matt Thaiss, also 812 OPS. You got Mickey Moniak with 8 bombs, batting .230. He does hit better here. Taylor Ward only batting 204 or 205, but has 14 bombs. So I don't mind some of these bats, but again, I just don't know what we're going to get out of the Detroit pitchers. But then we look at Detroit bats against Griffin Canning. So in his career, Jake Rogers, 4 for 9. He's got 4 for 9 with 3 bombs. So 3 of his 4 hits have been home runs. He's got a 1.844 OPS. That's wild. So Jake Rogers could be a sneaky catching option today, especially on an early slate where you're looking at catchers. He's 2,600. That is what I'm talking about. Like, everyone's going to be on Langoliers and Stevenson and maybe Austin Wells and O'Hoppe. But if you look at this, everyone's going to be on all of these guys. Jake Rogers is down here at 2,600. If he is in there, he's actually, it's a very small sample size, but he's had success against him, and he is so cheap. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we use Outlier. Then other than that, no one else has had success. But then you dig into the numbers. The Detroit bats against right-handed pitching. A couple other ones you'd look at. McKinstry with 4 bombs, batting 215. Kerry Carpenter, 314 with 13 bombs. You got Riley Green with 15 bombs. You got Matt Vierling with 253 batting average, which is above league average this year, with 12 bombs and a 754 OPS. So I'm probably off of pitching in this one. I would look at the bats. I think I like the Detroit bats a little bit more, but weather is a concern. Then we get to the final game of the early slate. We got the Yankees at the Washington Nationals. For whatever reason, the Yankees cannot hit lefty pitching. We saw that yesterday. They were facing Patrick Corbin, who had a 5+ ERA. He is dead last in every single pitching category this year. They could not touch him. Okay? For whatever reason. Now they have to face another lefty here. Now, I know a lot of people are like, it's Aaron Judge, it's Juan Soto, it's all of these guys against lefties. I'm on the fence here. Because when they're on, they're on. Washington, it's Mackenzie Gore. You look at him, he brings a 4.72 ERA into this game, 140 strikeouts. Game logs, he hasn't really done much lately. He has not faced the Yankees. At home, he has a 4.73 ERA. All signs point to stacking Yankees, okay? And I'm going to do that. But Mackenzie Gore for tournaments, just because of how bad the Yankees are against lefties this year, which is probably historically bad against lefties, at least the starters, I could see Mackenzie Gore for tournaments. But again, weather is a concern. I don't want to get screwed over here. Rodon, on the other hand, 4.03 ERA, coming off, he had a bad start against Detroit, but a great start against Colorado with 5 Ks. Detroit, he just gave up 4 earned runs, but he had really good starts outside of that. They dropped his price a little bit, 9,500. He is going up against Washington. He has not faced them this year. I'm okay with looking at him here, especially for tournaments. If I were to look, he's only faced 16 at-bats against them, so he really hasn't seen them much. So let's dig into the bats here a little bit. Now, if we were just to look at Yankees bats against Mackenzie Gore, really haven't seen much. Aaron Judge is 2 for 3 with his two hits are home runs, and he's been on fire. Against left-handed pitching, and you can see, this is what I'm talking about. You would think with the lineup that's out there that they could smash lefties. They hit righties way better. The only 2 batters that hit lefties better, are Gleyber Torres batting 254 with 7 bombs, and Trent Grisham batting 194. But then you dig into these numbers. Soto has 12 bombs, batting 283, but he does hit righties better. Judge is batting 316 with 15 bombs. So he does hit better. What I would be looking at is if I were to stack, depending on the lineup that comes out there, Anthony Volpe's been on fire lately. He's heating up. Stanton has been heating up. Obviously, Judge and Soto are there. Gleyber has been heating up at the leadoff spot. So if you believe the Yankees are going to smash Mackenzie Gore, I would look at a Yankee stack. Washington bats against Rodon. Joey Gallo's 1 for 2 with a home run. Yepes is 1 for 1. Vargas is 2 for 2. Against left-handed pitching, if you were to take batters against left-handed pitching, C.J. Abrams batting 287 with 4 bombs. Chaparro does have his first major league home run yesterday, batting 333 against lefties. Vargas batting 293. Juan Yepes batting 304 with 2 bombs. He had a home run yesterday. Dylan Cruz made his debut 2 days ago. Had a double off Garrett Cole in the first inning, I believe. I would look at him. He'll be a cheap option. And then Jacob Young. The problem is Jacob Young, it seems like he is the 9-hole hitter, which you never really like to use because there's a chance they only get 3 at-bats in this game if the pitching shoves for the Yankees. So definitely one to see. Honestly, though, after looking at everything, I'm still looking at the Yankees. I'm still looking at Aaron Judge, obviously number 1 here. Probably my favorite bet of the day for over 1.5 bases. The weather is a concern, but I would look at Carlos Rodon and the Yankees for this early slate. So early slate, I'm not going with Cruz, Canning, Engler. I'm basically going Rodon, Beto, and maybe a little bit of Mackenzie Gore for tournaments, and that's about it. Now we get to the main slate. Main slate here, a lot of great pitching options. First game, Toronto at Boston. Chris Bassett versus Brian Bayo. Now, Bassett comes in, 4.41 ERA. Really hasn't done a ton here. Has had the strikeouts, though. Splits-wise, he has faced Boston twice this year. 13 innings, only 4 earned runs, 8 Ks, 2.77 ERA. He's actually had success against them. And if you look at what they bring, Boston strikes out the 3rd most out of any team. And we'll go over this with the pitchers be crazy. So at 8,000, I do not mind him. It's always scary to go against Boston at home, though. And then Bayo, 4.95 ERA. Bad start against Arizona. We look at his home ERA is 5.54. He's already faced Toronto twice this year, giving up 9 earned runs, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. I'm probably fading Bayo. I'll take a little bit of Chris Bassett, which I don't love Chris Bassett here. I'll take a little bit of it. But I would look at Toronto bats and then some one-off for pitching or batters for Boston. So the batters I would look at against right-handed pitching, Casas, 291 batting average. Devers, 314. Rafaela, 10 home runs. Abreu, 13 home runs. Jarren Duran has been absolutely on fire this year. 312 with 17 bombs. You got Tyler O'Neill batting 237 with 14. And Yoshida batting 324 with 7 bombs. Now, they have had success against right-handed pitching, just not Chris Bassett. So any of those batters as one-offs, I'm good with. I don't know if I would go with a Boston stack, though. Then Toronto bats against Bayo. Vladdy's got 2 home runs, batting 421. Springer, 400 batting average with 1 home run as well. And then they do hit righties well. So depending on the lineup that comes out here, I'm looking at those guys. I'm looking at Ernie Clement. I would look a little bit at Spencer Horwitz with 8 bombs. Davis Schneider, maybe a little bit. But I love Dalton Varsho has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. So if we look at Dalton Varsho, I believe he had a home run yesterday. Yeah. He had a home run yesterday. And then he's got 16 bombs. He's only batting 221, though. That's the problem. But in this series, he had 2 games, obviously, the other day, or to finish the 1 game. A home run there, I would definitely be looking at that. So if we're looking at that, outside of the second game of that game, Monday, positive fantasy points every single game since basically a month of at least positive fantasy points in every single game. And he's still on only 4,000. So I do not mind a Toronto stack. I just don't trust Bayo here. Now, you could. I'm just giving you our insights. You could trust him. I personally do not, and I'm probably staying far away from Bayo here. I could look at the offense in this one. Chris Bassett, maybe I don't use him in DFS, but I use him in pitches be crazy because he has the 3rd best matchup. He isn't striking out a ton of people, so that's the only downside. Then we got Atlanta at Minnesota. We've got Chris Sale versus David Festa. Now, Sale, splits-wise, has not faced Minnesota this year. They do hit lefties better. And use an outlier. We can definitely check that out. Minnesota bats against lefties. They hit them better. Okay? But it is Chris Sale. Not a ton of success. My problem is every time we've used a pitcher that was over 10,000 has screwed us over. We used him against Washington his last start. Went 7 innings. Only gave up 2 earned runs. But only 4 strikeouts, only 13.8. At 11,000, he was 11,100. At that price, he needs a minimum of 25 fantasy points, which he did that in 2 previous starts. But against Milwaukee, he only got 19.9. Against Milwaukee again, 15.4. That's my problem. I like Chris Sale, but I could see you stacking Minnesota against him as well. Just depending on who it is. You could look at them. No one's really had success, but you got Royce Lewis batting 286. You got Ryan Jeffers 262. You got Kepler 280. Carlos Santana 300. Manny Margot 281. I don't mind them being a sneaky stack today because he is so expensive. That's my problem. Then you got Atlanta bats against Festa. No one's really faced him. I would look at them still. So Sean Murphy, Orlando Arcia, Matt Olson, Gio Urshela, Michael Harris had another home run yesterday. So he was leading off, then they brought him down to like 6 or 7 hole, but he had another home run yesterday I would look at. Kelenic has 12 bombs, Soler has 11 bombs. I do not mind a Brave stack. I'm not using Festa. Maybe use Chris Sale a little bit, but if he might be too expensive today. San Diego at St. Louis is the next one. There is weather concern. We did see Dylan Cease give up some runs yesterday. So Joe Musgrove going in, game log wise, coming off a fantastic start against the Mets, 8,200. Splits wise, he's already faced St. Louis once this year, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. But that game came back, I believe, back in April. Whether or not, that was a fluke, whatever. That was at home. On the road, he does have a 5.63 ERA, so he is a little bit worse on the road. That's my problem. And people are going to see that he came off a really good start. So if we were to go into this game, we will look. And then you got Andre. We've never used him, and maybe we should. He did good against the Dodgers. He did good against Minnesota. He is expensive. San Diego, I believe... why'd it log me out? Okay, let me pause it while I log in. I don't want you guys to see my information. Okay, so back to this one. So honestly, Andre is not a bad choice. So we look at him. He's 7,500. He's a very cheap option going up against San Diego. Problem, there is weather concern. But we look at this. St. Louis or San Diego bats, they've seen him. They really haven't done too much against him. Against right-handed pitching, though, that's the problem. Cheap option for tournaments I'm okay with, but as you can see, there's a ton of green. That means St. Louis against, or basically just looking at, and you would think that the lineup that San Diego has, that they would smash lefties. They do so much better against righties. That's the problem. I think people are going to see Andres, how he's done the past couple of games. Okay, the cheap option. For tournaments, I'm okay with. But again, weather's a concern. In San Diego, they just hit righties better. So we look at, you're looking at Arise batting 325 with 3 bombs. Cronenworth batting 261 with 14 bombs. Machado batting 274 with 16 bombs. You got Jackson Merrill batting 318 with 14 bombs. Profar batting 272 with 3 bombs. They smash right-handed pitching. I think that continues here. Again, it'll just depend on the lineup that comes out. So all of the numbers tell us that probably avoid Andre here. Just options there, I get it. Musgrove on the flip side of that. St. Louis bats against him. Newbar has a home run, batting 1 for 1. You've got Goldie batting 12 for 24 with a home run. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit better. Ivan Herrera is a cheap catching option, 2 home runs. You've got Arenado with 10 bombs, batting 283. You got Mason Wynn, 3 bombs. You got Alec Burleson, 18. You got Brendan Donovan, 10. I'm probably avoiding pitching in this game and just going bats. And the weather scares me a little bit. Texas at the White Sox. So this is the second game. Jack Leiter is getting called up. He has been terrible. Okay? He's been absolutely terrible. He was up last in May, and I will admit I had him on my season-long league. I drafted him. Or I didn't draft him. When he got called up, I pulled him up. He has given up 17 earned runs. 17 in 9.1 innings. He has not been well. Tournaments, okay, because it's the White Sox. But in my mind, I want to see... On paper, yeah, that's how I would go. But on in our mind, and with Outlier, we can see if the White Sox hit righties better or not. So the White Sox bats, obviously they've never faced them before. They honestly don't do very good against them, and they're obviously the worst team in maybe history, depending on how the rest of the season goes. So lighter for tournaments, I'm okay with. But if we look at this, if we were to take some bats for the White Sox because of how bad lighter has been, even though the White Sox are even worse, probably looking at Luis Robert at 13 home runs. Benintendi, 233 batting average with 12 bombs. Andrew Vaughn, 231 batting average with 11 bombs. You could look at Gavin Sheets batting 246 with 7, or Corey Lee batting 217 with 8 home runs. I don't love this. I will have exposure to both sides because I will be making multiple lineups, but lighter's been so bad, I think we could take advantage of that a little bit in one of our lineups. I don't trust this enough. And then Flexen, I would stack Texas here. Corey Seager's absolutely on fire. I would look at him. You don't need Adolis Garcia, Leody Taveras, Jonah Heim, or Carson Kelly, depending on who's catching. I don't mind. Josh Young. I'm looking at Texas as a stack and lighter for tournaments. But if we think lighter's going to be bad, we could go the White Sox as a sneaky stack today against, I think you'll get a little bit of exposure on the field if we go that direction. San Francisco, Milwaukee, you got Freddie Peralta versus Kyle Harrison. Peralta really hasn't done much the past few games. Like, it's been 5 starts since he's had 20-plus fantasy points. He has not faced San Francisco this year. His splits at home, he is worse on the road or at home. That scares me a little bit. Peralta, I don't know if I want to pay $9,800 for what he's been bringing to the table. Kyle Harrison, on the other hand, 4 ERA, coming off a couple of good start against the White Sox. Honestly, he has not faced Milwaukee this year. Pitching on the road, he is worse. I'm probably avoiding both of these. Probably looking at bats against both of these teams. So, but the problem is, San Francisco hits lefties better. If you were to take San Francisco against Peralta, Matt Chapman, I would look at Fitzgerald. I would look at maybe a little bit of Lamont Wade or Elliot Ramos. Peralta, though, he could have a good game because San Francisco hits lefties better. Milwaukee bats, Gary Sanchez is 1 for 2 with a home run. Against lefties, William Contreras batting 325, Eric Haase 385, depending if they're in there. Then you got Gary Sanchez, he's there. You do Rhys Hoskins batting 222 against lefties, bat with 6 home runs. Jackson Chourio, I don't mind. Blake Perkins, I don't mind. Blake Perkins, I believe, made a fantastic home run robbery catch yesterday. I'll do Freddie Peralta in tournaments, but at his price, he's got to get 25 plus, and he just hasn't. But if he could, it would be San Francisco here. I just wish this game were in San Francisco, which is a big ballpark. Kyle Harrison, I don't want anything to do with Kyle Harrison either. So I would just look at bats in this one. I'm avoiding the pitching. Miami at Colorado, this is in Coors, so that scares me. Max Meyer. So here's my thing. Colorado strikes out the second most out of any team. Not at home, but the second most. And he really has not done anything. So if you want to go with sports betting and his line, and this is what we can talk about. So let's just look at his line real quick. And this is why I love Outlier. We can do DFS and sports betting all at once. So let's do Max Meyer. Easy. Apply. Brings it up. You want to go... The prop, we'll just go with strikeouts. Now, this is batting strikeouts, so we'll go down here. We'll go to strikeouts. We'll apply it. So you can do over-under. Over-under line is 4.5. And you can see his last 5, he's only got it once. And that's it. That's all. He has not hit the line. Colorado, though, they do strike out a ton. That's where we're a little bit weary. So you could look at over, it's plus 105. Now, this would be one and what I love is you can add it to your picks, and it'll take your sports, and it'll go through there. So there's the line there. He averages 3.6. The median is 3. He has hit it once. He struck out Atlanta 7 times, but then 2, 4, 3, and 2 against teams he should have had success against. Colorado, they do strike out. At home, Colorado strikes out 9.13 times per game. They average 9.79 times. So in sports betting, okay. He has a good matchup for that. DFS, he does not. He has not had success. So that's just another way to use outlier using props. So I'm off on him on DFS, maybe sports bet if we take over 4.5. You do get plus odds on that one. That is some good odds there. I'm probably looking at the bats on both sides. So I don't trust Kyle Freeland. Game log, he did okay against the Yankees. Only 3 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Both of those earned runs were home runs. I'm probably looking at the bats over everything on both sides. So if I'm looking at Miami bats against Freeland, no one's really had success against Pache. He's 2 for 2 with a home run. But against left-handed pitching, they really haven't done a ton. But I love Connor Norby here. I would look at Norby. I would look at Jake Berger. I would look at Christian Pache. If he's in there, would be a cheap option. Derek Hill would be another cheap option. Basically, everyone on this Miami team will be a cheap option. And then you can look at Griffin Conine as well. I believe had a triple yesterday. His first hit in the majors was a triple. He's the son of Jeff Conine. I would look at, those are all going to be cheap options. I mean, if you were to build a sneaky Miami stack, even in Coors, let's go Miami bats in Coors. So Berger's expensive. Connor Norby's cheaper. You could do that. So, for instance, if we were building this out, we could go Connor Norby. You go Jake Berger. Christian Pache. Conine. I mean, you're still averaging 5,700 the rest of the way. And then you can still get your pitching. You can do 4, you can do 5, whatever. It just depends. Depending, Derek Hill will be another one. 4,100, still average 6,000. So you could go either way. I'm not necessarily saying go with a Miami stack, but I do not mind them. And then Colorado bats, because of how bad Max Meyer has been. No one's faced him before. Not a ton of options to go off of. Maybe Britton Doyle. Jacob Stallings against his former team you could look at. Britton Doyle's been on fire with 17 bombs. Jake Cava, 7 bombs. You got Tovar batting 285 with 14 bombs. Tolei batting with 12 bombs. I don't mind these guys. Ryan McMahon with 11. I don't mind it. I am fading the pitching. I am going with bats in this game. And then if I am looking at Mayer, it is for pitches be crazy. It is for only sports betting. And speaking of the key phrase of the day that I want you to type out is win with outlier. Win with outlier. W-I-N with outlier. Anyone who puts that into this video, tomorrow's video, when we run the contest, the winner who has that saying in there will win a free month of outlier.bet. Okay. So last 2 games on the slate. You got Mets at the Arizona Diamondbacks. You got Eduardo Rodriguez versus Luis Severino. So Erod comes in, game log wise, decent game at Miami after a couple of down games to start. Going up against the Mets, though, you see, and these numbers are going to be skewed because he's only started 3 games. I'm probably not trusting him. Severino, on the other hand, splits-wise on the road, he is worse at 463. He has already faced Arizona once this year, given up 4 earned runs, did get the win in that one. Let's see, when was that? They won 10-9. So he did give up the earned runs, didn't get the fantasy points we need. He is dropped down to 7,300. For tournaments, I don't mind him, but the way this team has been hitting, it could be anything can happen in this game. So honestly, with all the other pitching, I'm probably avoiding these guys overall. But the Mets bats against him, JD Martinez batting 2 for 2 with 2 bombs. So both hits have been bombs. Against left-handed pitching this year, JD's batting 292 with 6 home runs. Jose Iglesias, if he is in there, is batting 377. You got Lindor with 10 bombs, batting 268. Mark Vientos is batting 347 with 6 bombs. You got Brandon Nimmo batting 276 with 4 bombs. Starling Marte will be a cheaper option, batting 321 with 2 home runs. You got Pete Alonso as well. 9 bombs, batting 244. I am not looking at Erod here. I am looking at the Mets bats. Then Arizona bats against Sevy. You know, Grichuk has a home run. Eugenio Suarez has a home run. But against right-handed pitching, they've done well. Jack Peterson, 19 bombs. Josh Bell, 12 bombs. You've got Eugenio Suarez, 15 bombs. Corbin Carroll, 10 bombs. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 10 bombs. I am probably fading both pitchers. I'm looking at the offenses. I think I like Arizona a little bit more, but I will have some Mets offense as well. Then the final game of the day, the Baltimore Orioles at the Dodgers. It is Corbin Burnes versus Walker Buehler. Now, Corbin Burnes, I think, is broken. 0.8 against Houston. Minus 0.8 against Boston. In those games, 13 earned runs given up, 9 strikeouts. Okay? Against Boston, who strikes out a ton, 7 strikeouts, but gave up 8 earned runs. They just put him out there. I don't know if something's wrong with him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You look at this on the road, 3.30 ERA, has not faced the Dodgers. I don't know what's going on here. I don't trust him, especially against the Dodgers. In tournaments, okay, but I mean, he's been shelled so much lately. Then Walker Buehler's got a 6 ERA, has not done anything since coming back from the IL. He's had 2 starts, -1 against Seattle, and 2.7 against Milwaukee. Now he's going up against Baltimore. I am fading pitching in this one. I'm looking at bats. Baltimore's really never seen him. I would still look at Gunnar Henderson with 25 bombs. Ryan O'Hearn, 13 bombs. Colton Cowser, 15. Santander, 27 bombs. I am stacking Baltimore. And then the Dodgers, obviously Ohtani. I'm looking at Mookie Betts. I'm looking at Max Muncy. I'm looking at Freeman a little bit. Depending on the other ones, I mean, you get cheap options with Kiermaier or Chris Taylor. But you could look at Will Smith with 10 bombs, batting .234. So I am fading the pitching. I am going bats on both sides. I hope and pray this is just a high run scoring game in this one. Wind is blowing out in this stadium too, out to right. So I do love stacking on both sides. I want nothing to do with pitching. And there you have it. That is the breakdown, the pitchers, the batters, outlier.bet. Get yourself and become a winner. Go check out Outlier. All the links to sign up are down below. Now, looking at the pitching today, this is Pitches Be Crazy. Now, this is not necessarily the best odds, but this is where we'll tell you. We'll go props. The number 1 pitcher, according to this, is Drew Rasmussen versus Seattle. Now, Seattle, they strike out 10.28 times per game. 11 their last 3. Last one, they struck out 17 times last night against Tampa Bay. And they strike out 10.53 times per game. So, for instance, we go to strikeouts. Okay. Apply. Player. There it is, right at the top. Drew Rasmussen. Now, his line is 2. Why is it 2? Is he just not pitching a ton in these games? Let me see real quick. He's an opener. That's why. Drew Rasmussen, he had 3 strikeouts in 2 innings against the Dodgers his last start. Okay? And then it's going to be Tyler Alexander. So Tyler Alexander, game log, 4.1 innings, 1 strikeout. So Rasmussen, at 2, I could see. So then we go back. Then we can look at... Oh, Tyler Alexander's not even on there. Okay, so depending, Pitches Be Crazy, Drew Rasmussen / Tyler Alexander, if he's there, is number 1. Number 2 is Max Meyer at Colorado. They do strike out more on the road, but they are at home. He's got a matchup like I talked about. Number 3 is Chris Bassett at Boston. Number 4 is Kyle Hendricks at Pittsburgh, but I don't trust Kyle Hendricks very much. And number 5 is Luis Castillo at Tampa Bay. So if we wanted to go Castillo with Tampa Bay, they have now overtaken into the 5th spot. Over-under is 6.5. We look at this. You can see 5 times, 50% of the time out of the last 10 games. The last 20, 40% of the time. The odds is -145. So you can look at those. You can check them out. Whatever. Those are the 5. So again, Rasmussen / Alexander, Max Meyer, Chris Bassett, Kyle Hendricks, and Luis Castillo. And the final segment today, all of the batters have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. The first 3 are Yankees. Now, again, they don't hit lefties well. but according to the simulations, these are the early ones. 1 is Aaron Judge, 2 is Juan Soto, 3 is Jazz Chisholm, 4 O'Neal Cruz, 5 Gleyber Torres, 6 Yordan Alvarez, 7 Alex Bregman, 8 Lamont Wade Jr., 9 Vladdy, 10 is Pete Alonso, 11 is Michael Conforto, 12 Max Muncy, 13 JD Martinez, 14 Adley Rutschman, 15 Ryan O'Hearn, and number 16 is Alejandro Kirk versus Brian Bayo. So there you go. 15 batters that have a 10 out of 10. That's the early ones. About 2 hours before the main slate locks this afternoon, I will rerun these and post them to the website under the MLB tab right here. Go check out everything we have to offer. Get a monthly package for $30, or if you guys are interested in the NFL season package just for the NFL for $75, which is half off of what you'd pay for the 6 months at $30 a pop, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. You can PayPal, Venmo, Cash App me, and we will get your account set up for 6 months of pure NFL content. That's what I've got in this video. Good luck today, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.